Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Let's get into it.
Today, we're solving a problem that makes so many learners nervous. You need to call a restaurant. You're hungry, you have a plan, maybe it's a special date or a friend's birthday. You pick up the phone and you freeze. What do you say? How do you start? If your first instinct is to say, "Hello, I want a table," then this episode is for you. Because that one word, want, is the difference between sounding polite and sounding, well, a bit demanding.
Haha. Oh no, really? I think I've said that before. I want a table. It sounds so direct, right? But isn't it correct? I want a table.
It's grammatically correct, Leo, but it's not socially correct for this situation. In English, especially in service situations like a restaurant, a hotel, a hair salon, we soften our requests. We don't state our desires as demands, we frame them as polite inquiries. And the magic phrase we use is "I'd like to," which is the contraction of "I would like to." It's the golden key.
I'd like to. I'd like to. So instead of I want a table, I say,
"I'd like to book a table," or "I'd like to make a reservation." Book and reserve are both perfect. Book is very common in British and American English. Reserve is also excellent. So, our key expression for today is, "I'd like to book a table." Let's say it together.
I'd like to book a table.
Perfect. Now, imagine you're on the phone. The restaurant answers. What's the full natural opener?
Hello, I'd like to book a table, please.
Excellent. You even added the "please" at the end, which is perfect. That's a complete, polite, effective opening. Now, the restaurant employee will immediately ask you 2 or 3 key questions. Can you guess what they are?
They'll ask, how many people?
Exactly. For how many? Or how many in your party? And?
What time?
Yes, for what time? Or what time would you like? And often, they'll ask the date if it's not for today. So, you need to be ready with that information. Let's build the full conversation. I'll be the restaurant, you be the caller. Ready?
Ready?
Hello. Thank you for calling the Green Vine Restaurant. How can I help you?
Hello, I'd like to book a table, please.
Certainly. For how many?
For 4 people.
And for what time?
For 7:30.
Is that for tonight?
Yes, for tonight.
Great. I have a table for 4 at 7:30. May I have your name, please?
It's Leo.
Perfect. Leo, we'll see you at 7:30.
Ha, wow, that felt smooth. But what if it's not for tonight? What if I want to book for next Friday?
Great question. You just specify the day. So, after "I'd like to book a table," you can add the day. "I'd like to book a table for this Friday." Or, when they ask for what time, you say 7:30 next Friday. Let's try a more complex one. I'm calling a popular place. You be the restaurant again.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello, I'd like to book a table for 2 for next Saturday, please.
Sure. For what time?
For 8:15, please.
Let me check. I'm sorry, we're fully booked for 8:15. We have a table at 5:45 or at 9:30.
Ah, I see. Okay, we'll take the 9:30 table.
Great. And may I have your name?
It's Maya.
Okay, Maya, table for 2 at 9:30 next Saturday. We'll see you then.
See? Now, here's the part that surprises most people. It's not just about the phrase "I'd like to," it's about the flow of information. In many cultures, the conversation might be different. For example, a Spanish speaker might directly say, "Hello, a table for 4, please," which translates directly but in English, starting with, "I'd like to," sets a more polite tone. A Chinese speaker might say, "Hello, I want to reserve," which is close but swapping "want" for "I'd like" makes it instantly more natural.
So the formula is greeting, I'd like to book, a serve, a table for on.
That's the core of it. Now, let's talk about the classic mistake, the one I hinted at the start. Leo, I want you to make the mistake. I want you to call and be a little too direct. Let's see what happens.
You want me to be rude on purpose? Okay, here goes. Hello, I want a table for 2 tonight.
Ah, oof. Okay, as the restaurant employee, I might not say anything, but internally I'm thinking, okay, someone's in a hurry. It sounds abrupt, it lacks the softness of a request, but it sounds like an order. Now, it's not the end of the world, you'll probably still get the table, but it doesn't create a warm, polite first impression. The goal is to sound courteous and confident, not demanding.
What about, can I get a table? I hear that in movies sometimes.
That's a great question. Can I get a table? Is more common when you walk into a restaurant without a reservation and you ask the host standing at the front. Hi, can we get a table for 2? For a phone reservation I'd like to book is more standard. Can I get is a bit more informal, but it's still miles better than I want because can I is a question, it's asking for permission, which is polite.
Got it. So I'd like to is the safe, perfect choice. Can I get is okay for walk-ins? I want is what we avoid.
Exactly. Now, let's add some layers. What if you have a special request? This is where sounding polite really pays off.
Like a window seat or a quiet table.
Yes, and the magic word here is possible. You don't demand mas. You ask if it's possible. So you'd say, is it possible to get a table by the window, or could we possibly have a quieter table? After you've given your basic info, you add, and if possible, could we have a table by the window? See how that works?
That sounds so much nicer. If possible. It shows you understand they might be busy.
Right. It's collaborative, not commanding. Now, cultural context time. Why does this matter so much in English speaking countries, especially in places like the US, UK, Canada, Australia? Service interactions have a specific script. Politeness is shown through these softers. I'd like, could I, is it possible, please, thank you. Using the direct I want skips that script. It can make you seem impatient or even rude, even though that's absolutely not your intention. You're just translating directly from your language.
I never thought of it as a script, but it's true. There's an expected way to do it.
It's a social dance. And once you know the steps, you can relax. You're not just ordering food, must. You're performing a polite social interaction. And this applies to so many things. Booking a hotel room. I'd like to book a room. Scheduling an appointment. I'd like to make an appointment. Ordering coffee. I'd like a large latte. It's your universal polite request starter.
So I'd like is like a superpower phrase.
It really is. Now, let's practice. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. You give me the opening line. Scenario 1. You're calling Luigi's Pizza for 3 people tomorrow night at 8.
Hello, I'd like to book a table for 3 for 8 o'clock tomorrow night, please.
Perfect. Scenario 2. You're calling the Grand Hotel. You want a room for 2 nights, starting next Monday.
Hello, I'd like to book a room for 2 nights, starting next Monday, please.
Excellent. See how it transfers? Scenario 3. A bit trickier. You're calling your dentist. Your tooth hurts. You need to see the doctor as soon as possible.
Not a restaurant. So, hello, I'd like to make an appointment to see the dentist as soon as possible, please.
Beautiful. You've got it. Now, for our listeners, here's your challenge. I want you to pause this episode for just 5 seconds. I want you to say out loud, right now, I'd like to book a table for 4 on Saturday. Go ahead. Did you do it? I hope so. That's how you build the muscle memory. Now, let's do a full role play with common problems. Leo, you call a very busy restaurant. I'll be the restaurant with some problems.
Okay, hello, I'd like to book a table for 2 for this Friday at 7, please.
I'm sorry, we're completely booked for 7. The next available is at 8:45.
Oh, is it possible to be on a waiting list for 7?
Absolutely, I can put you on the wait list. Can I have your name and a phone number?
Yes, it's Leo. My number is 555-0182.
Great, Leo. We'll call you if anything opens up.
Thank you.
See? You handled a no perfectly. You used is it possible? And you got a solution. You didn't get frustrated. You were polite and got on the wait list. That's real success.
What if they ask for a phone number right at the start? Sometimes they do that.
They might. They often say, "May I have your name and a contact number?" That's standard. Just be ready for it. Have your phone number ready in your mind. If you're nervous, write it down before you call.
That's a great pro tip. Write down the number of people, the date, the time, and your own phone number before you dial. Then you're not scrambling.
Exactly. Preparation kills anxiety. Now, if you're enjoying this step-by-step breakdown of real English, imagine getting this every single day. That's what happens when you subscribe to Speak Like a Native. We take these daily life moments and unpack them so you never have to freeze again. Hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's episode, where we'll tackle ordering coffee like a local and the one word you should never say at Starbucks.
Ooh, I need to know that one.
You'll have to subscribe to find out. Now, let's recap today's single, most important takeaway. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Swap I want for I'd like. That's it. I'd like to book a table. I'd like to reserve a room. This one swap will make you sound more polite, more natural, and more confident in any service situation.
I'd like to. Not I want. Got it.
Perfect. So, to finish, let's do one final, complete, perfect call together. I'll be you, Leo, making the call. Listen to the flow.
That sounded so easy and calm.
Because it is. When you know the script, you own the conversation. You're not nervous, Sue, you're just following the steps. Greeting, I'd like to book, number of people, day and time, answer their questions, say thank you. Done.
Thank you, Maya. This was incredibly helpful.
You're very welcome, Leo. And thank you to all our listeners for spending your time with us. Remember, practice is everything. Try calling a friend and role-playing, or say the phrases out loud to yourself. Make them yours.
And tell us in the comments what you find hardest about phone calls in English. We read every one.
We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Speak Like a Native. Until then, keep practicing and speak with confidence.